Hello, my name is Hake. I'm a candidate for Congress for District 2 of Oregon. I'd like to address this to Greg Walden. And Mr. Walden, I appreciate your service, but I question your integrity. And I would like to ask you specific questions. And hopefully you could reply to them through a debate setting. One of the questions is, I would like to know why you failed to tell us about NAFTA and the NAU and the SPP, all these free trade and New World Order movement things that have been going on. I would expect our congressmen to be shouting at the rooftops at groups and things that were tearing at our Constitution and at our sovereignty. I haven't heard a peep out of you on these things. In fact, every bill that comes down the road on NAFTA, which has been enacted now 15 years, Bureau of Labor is reporting 1.8 million jobs lost due to NAFTA, and you keep voting for every support bill that comes down the pike on that act. So that's one of my questions to you. One would be your failure to read the Patriot Act. Mr. Walden, we expect you to read all the acts before you sign them, all the bills, so that you know full well what you're putting us under and what we're having to be obligated to. I'd also want to know why you signed a bill that would extend the war in Iraq with no exit date. That doesn't seem right to me. In fact, that whole war over there should have been mandated by Congress, but it wasn't. And I'd like to have you explain that, why no one's growling and howling about that. It just seems like anything that King George wants, Greg Walden's right there following up behind him, helping him and supporting him. I'd like to know why you consistently vote for expansions in government. It seems to me like the Republican Party has always been famous for wanting to limit government, wanting to reduce government, but yet you vote for things that expand that role, and we need to cut our expenses. I'd like you to explain that one to me too, Mr. Walden. Also, your stand on abortion. I'm 100% pro-life, no exceptions. You seem to be pro-life with exceptions. I'd like you to explain why you feel that there should be exceptions to abortion. Also, the big question I have, and I think the voters have a right to know, Mr. Walden, is your contributors. According to OpenSecrets.org, you have the largest contributor is Columbia Helicopters in Aurora, Oregon, and they are 100 miles outside your district. They paid you $10,800. I'd like to know what that money bought, and I'd like to know what kind of obligations you signed on to, what kind of strings were attached to that money. And Mr. Walden, they're not the only ones. Your top contributors, none of them are headquartered or reside in District 2, and it makes me wonder what you're doing for them. Are you working for people outside your own district? And if that's not bad enough, Mr. Walden, the voters might also want to know why $100,000 of your contributions didn't even come from Oregon. They came from out of state. And those are questions I'd like to have answered. And also this last bill, H.R. 3058, that would have gave some relief to the Oregon counties for the loss of the ONC funds, were you backed out of it at the last minute, and your reasoning was that there was a tax being put on oil companies, and that seemed to bother you, that oil companies and oil production would suffer for this. Mr. Walden, are you representing oil companies? How many oil companies are resident to Oregon's District 2? And it seems to me like most of your voting record seems to be for people outside District 2. I'd like to know what kind of strings we have to the oil companies that would cause you to back out of that. Your other 4 congressmen in Oregon, they weren't too happy with it either. Is understandable at the last minute backing out. But anyway, I think the voters would like to know the answer to that question. Now, I would like to challenge you to a debate anytime, any place. You can ask me the questions. I'd like to ask you these questions. And let's let the voters know why you did these things and what the answers are. You can ask me anything you want. I would like to pledge to the voters of District 2 that I will never accept any money from outside District 2, and I will never accept any money from a company or a person that advocates the outsourcing of American jobs overseas. My pledge to you is that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and those roaming around the halls of Washington, D.C. So, thank you very much. I hope I get your vote in 2008. My name is Rick Hake. You can learn more about me at www.rickhake.com. Thank you.